Hello and welcome to our first podcast together because this is about you and me. And I'm super excited. Today I thought I'd start off with talking about my entire business rebrand, specifically talking about burnout. What is it? Why did I get into this burnout? How I got out of it and how you can get out of it if it's something that you're feeling right now, and just talk about like my brand, everything that went on behind the scenes, and like really why I decided to completely do I wouldn't say like a 180, but like a 90. Like I've done like a 90 with my brand. So yeah, let's go. Let's get started. If you don't know who I am, my name's Isabella and I'm the CEO and founder of Sonria Co. It used to be Sonria Slime, but we just changed it, which I think is so exciting. And I wanted to document a bunch of things behind the scenes and start this podcast. I've got my little script here, don't look at it, and just start a podcast to kind of document my life a little bit, because I feel like, unfortunately, social media, although it is to connect people, a lot of it is a highlight reel. And I would probably say 99% of what people post on social media are highlights of their life. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that if that's what you do. I know I've definitely posted highlights of my life, like when I go out to eat or when I travel, things like that. But I thought creating this podcast would do a little like break between life and highlights and kind of everything I'm going through as a 25, almost 26 next month, oh my gosh, 25-year-old small business owner, content creator, and like all of that fun stuff. So I'm super excited for you to join me. And this is my first podcast. You might be asking yourself, Isabella, you're a content creator. Why are you using your phone as a mic? That is a great question. I have like a trillion mics that I've purchased over the past 7 years of business that I have had, and none of them worked today. None of them. So we're doing the good old trusty iPhone mic today. I feel like it's gonna turn out fine. And also I realize that this is my first podcast, so I have very like not low expectations, but I have like no expectations. So I think it's gonna be fine, and I think it's gonna be fun and fresh, and like I'm just like doing a little FaceTime with you. So, and here's my little dog. His name is Milo, and he's super, super cute, and he's going to be with us and giving us his opinion on things, because his opinion is usually it's more logical than mine. I'm more an emotional person. Anyways, let's get into it. So today, as I said, I really wanted to get into my rebrand, why I rebranded, and like kind of like everything I have been feeling and thinking from the past few weeks to the past few years, and kind of like how I came to this decision and burnout and all of that kind of stuff. I think it is so important. Oh, what I was talking about before, how I feel like social media is such a highlight reel, and I try my best to post my worst moments. If you follow my business account, you know I have talked multiple times about my struggles with anxiety, with PTSD, but I wanted to also start posting even more, just like generally, because I think it is so important to connect with people. I truly believe that people get into really dark places because they think that they're the only ones going through something, that they think that they're the only ones suffering, they think that they're the only ones bad things happen to, when that could not be further from the truth. So I want to talk about how I feel through the ups and downs of my life so that you can connect with me, so that you can feel better about yourself, because life is not a highlight reel. Life is a movie. You are the protagonist. Amazing things happen, and then bad things happen, and then amazing things happen, and then there's an incredible end result, and then the movie starts over again. Like, life is a never-ending movie, and to go through it alone, and to go through it thinking social media is real, and thinking, oh, all influencers, look, she's going to Bali and she's eating great food and she has so many friends, but I'm at home and I don't have a lot of friends and I don't travel. I must suck. I must be unhappy. She must be super happy. No. Let me stop you there. No. So I thought I'd kind of like bridge that gap a little bit and be even more vulnerable with you guys. And I'm honestly not nervous about it at all. It feels very aligned to me. So let's get started on like my burnout and how it came to be. I feel like burnout has nothing to do with the effort or your time equity that you put into something. It has to do with you not being aligned with what you're doing and you not feeling passionate with what you're doing. Because when you love what you're doing, you don't feel burnout. It fuels you, it energizes you. When you're not obsessed with what you're doing, and on top of that, you're not getting any positive result from it, I think, and even if you are getting positive result, because backstory on me personally, I have never wanted to sell slime as a toy or as a hobby, ever. And I started my brand from one of the worst places in my entire life. I was having daily panic attacks. I remember like I hardly ate or didn't eat at all for months. I lost like crazy amount of weight, like 30-40 pounds in like 2 months. I think it was insane. Like, I didn't sleep, I didn't eat. It was horrid. If you've been through PTSD or just really horrid anxiety, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And actually, the best thing happened to me during this moment, which is funny because now that I look back, I'm like, oh my God, can you imagine if that did not happen? Like, if I didn't get those panic attacks, if I didn't like have that extreme anxiety, like I would never be here. I started my business in that season of my life, and I started selling slime because it helped me, and it helps me during anxiety, panic attacks. It grounded me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I know other people suffer from PTSD. Like I know other people suffer from anxiety. I know other people suffer from anxiety attacks, from panic attacks. Like, I need to get this out into the world. And I knew other slime shops were selling slime, but I wanted to sell it as a grounding tool, as a sensory relief. And I just didn't see anybody doing that. I was like, well, I've always wanted to start a business. I don't see anyone doing that, but I see other slime shops like being successful selling slime. So I'm just gonna kind of like piggyback up on here, like start my slime shop. I started my slime shop in 2018. In the summer of 2018, I had just come home from my first year in college, and I started my slime shop, and there's a little flat. I started my slime shop, and I was like, I'm just going to kind of go in there with a love for slime, but I'm not really going to promote it for anxiety relief, because you have to understand, like, when I was going through what I was going through, I was not proud of it. I mean, I'm not necessarily proud of it now. It's something I went through, and I feel much stronger now, but it wasn't something that I wanted anyone to know about. I felt very alone. I felt insane. So it's not something that I necessarily felt comfortable sharing at that point. But as time went on, I would say probably a few years into it, I felt this very deep dislike with what I was doing. I was posting the cookie cutter, and I have actually talked about this on my slime social media before. And I feel like I mostly talk on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram for a long time, you know this. But I was not really liking like the cookie cutter slime videos, like there's a fly, like the old regular schmegular slime videos, like ASMR, slap, like stretch. And it's not that I didn't like those videos. Like, I find slime ASMR very satisfying, but it was like I didn't have intention. There was no love behind those videos. Like, there's no passion, because I was selling slime for a toy, for a hobby. And it's something that I felt passionate about. Like, I do love slime, but probably the amount of times that I have played with slime, like touched slime for no purpose at all, the only purpose being for fun, probably in the last 7 years since I touched slime for the first time in my life. Because yes, I touched slime for the first time in my life as an adult when I was 17. When I was 18, excuse me. I have probably played with slime, like for fun, 10 times in my entire life. Every other time in the past 7 years that I have touched slime, that I've used slime, has been for stress relief, has been for focus. Specifically, I love using slime when I'm on my computer to focus on the computer when I'm working, for grounding, for panic attacks, all that kind of stuff. But for playing with slime, like just for fun, don't get me wrong, I love slime. I think it's super satisfying, but like for playing with slime for fun, it's not something that I would say I sit down and do just because I've got things to do, places to be. I need tools. So yeah, and I think it's really when I came back home from college, I remember I was sitting down with my dad at the park, and this was, I would say, 3 years into my business. So I had graduated college. I moved back home with my parents. I remember I went on a walk with my dad, and I sat down with him at a park bench, and we were at the park, and I was telling my dad, like, I really want to sell slime, like premium slime, like a slime experience for mental wellness, for anxiety relief. And I remember thinking that, and when I was saying that to him, I felt so terrified. Like, I was so scared, because you have to understand, like, no one else is doing this, right? Like, when you want to open and start a business, but you see other people doing the same thing and other people being extremely successful doing the same thing, you think to yourself, okay, like, yes, of course there's a risk starting a business, always, but I can do this, right? Like, there's possibility for me. Whereas when you see nobody doing what you're doing, and on top of everything, you almost being the opposite of what everyone else is doing, it's very scary, and I was terrified. I remember I was telling my dad on this park bench, and I was like literally like saying it, and these words were coming out of my mouth that I wanted to change my slime brand into wellness and become a wellness brand that sells slime, not a slime shop. I remember when the words were coming out of my mouth, I was so scared. Like, I was there, I was thinking, and I was like, when the words were coming out of my mouth and I was telling my dad, like, I was thinking, no, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to do it. And I think it's just because I was burnout at that time. I don't really remember. That was like 4-ish years ago. I don't remember too much, but I'm pretty sure I was a bit burnout. Like, I was a bit like unsatisfied. But anyways, time went on and I did not answer the call. I feel like I do 100% believe in free will. And I think it's the essence of God giving us that gift as humans. However, I do also believe that there's a plan and each of us have limitless potential, and God gives us passions for things. And I feel like this is one of those times that God was kind of nudging me to choose that route. But I wasn't ready to, because I was terrified, because it was completely new, because it had never been done before, because I didn't know what was on the other side, because I didn't want to fail. And I did not answer that call. I didn't. I just continued doing these slime videos, not putting my flair into it, not talking about mental health. Just slime. Slime is fun. Slime is great. I love slime. Like, the max I would have on my website would be my story on why I started slime, but that was it. And then fast forward to most recently, which was this year. I have never in the history of my entire 7 years of business gotten as many views as I do right at this moment. Like, I am getting millions and millions and millions of views every single day across Instagram, across TikTok, like millions of views, growing tens of thousands of followers. And I feel empty. And like, I laugh about this now because it sounds so cliche, but like, I just felt so empty. Like, I was so happy that I was getting followers, and I was so happy I was getting views, but for some reason, like, even when you get that, I still kind of looked at it and I was like, okay, this is great, but I feel nothing. And it was really weird. And you just kind of get to this point where it's like exhausting doing something you don't like for so long. And I've just been working so much every day. And don't get me wrong, like, now that I would say I'm coming out of my burnout, I still work every single day, but it feels so much lighter than before. Like, when I was just in the midst of burnout, it felt so heavy. I was having constant thought. Like, I was having stress cramps. Like, it was just a lot. And literally, this doesn't happen to me anymore, but I was waking up. I was going to bed thinking, like, working. Like, I swear I worked in my sleep, because I remember I would wake up and like my brain would be computing, and like I wake up from the bed, like I don't need an alarm, like, because the work in my head like wakes me up, and my brain is still thinking of what the problem I was solving the night before, or whatever I was working on, whatever project I was working on for the business. And like I wake up and my brain's still going, and like I immediately grab my computer, start answering emails, like getting everything done. But like, I still do that now. It's just a lot slower lifestyle, and it's a lot, oh, somebody woke up. It's a lot lighter. The work load is not lighter per se. If anything, it's heavier because I'm so inspired, so I want to do so many things. But the work feels so much lighter. I feel like before it was not fun. It was not fun at all. Nothing I was doing was fun. And it felt so heavy because I've always wanted to sell slime. 1 second. And I feel like, I don't know. It was just, the work was so heavy and it was so exhausting. Doing something I didn't want to do, that I had no passion about, that I had no emotion for. And like, don't get me wrong, like, it's not that I haven't loved my business for the past 7 years, because that is further from the truth than it can be. I still have always wanted to sell slime. I've gotten so many testimonials about how it's helped for panic attacks, anxiety relief, stuff like that. People going through illness, all those kind of things. And they really like lit this fire into me. It's just the content that I was putting out there. I don't know, like it just did not feel aligned. It felt very like no emotion. Like I was just posting it. I was just a zombie and I was just taking off my to-do list. And I was just doing what I thought I should be doing instead of doing what I thought I wanted to do and like following my heart. And it just got to the point where I started crying a lot, crying almost every single day. And it was just not, it was not a good look. Like, it was not a good look. I was terrified of doing this change, and I just kept praying and like, God, like, I feel horrible. I feel numb. I hate what I'm doing. I'm just taking off my to-do list. Like, I have no ideas for slimes. I have no ideas for products. Like, I'm just doing to-do lists, like just checking off my agenda, like working as much as I can, because at this point, like, my sales are low. So I'm trying to grind this out. And nothing. Like, grind nothing. And it got to a point where I was like, okay, this isn't worth it anymore. I have to answer the call. Because you get to a point where it's like, okay, if grinding it out isn't working and it's not fulfilling and I'm not doing anything, I'm not going anywhere, I might as well like change this entire show, and like at least it will feel good. Like, it might fail, but I already feel as if I'm failing. And I got to this like position of, okay, like I can either lose all my sales, because that's a real risk, right? That's a real risk. Like, changing your entire brand imaging, your entire brand. Like, yes, I did focus on some anxiety relief, but like really shifting completely to that, changing your whole brand and deciding like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and like really risking like all of your sales, all of them. And I was very, very nervous to do that. Risking all of your sales, or the second decision, which I could have chosen again, which I chose 3 years ago, risk losing myself. Risk losing why I'm here. Risk losing why God put me on this earth. I truly believe, I kind of feel a little emotional, but I truly believe everything happens for a reason, and God helps us through things for a reason. And just to kind of give you like a little background on me, I'll never forget this. When I was a high schooler, I think I was like 16, 17 years old. I remember thinking like, I don't understand what anxiety is. Like, I don't understand depression. Like, why can't these people just be happy? Because you just start like learning kind of in high school that people are going through things, and I didn't understand it, and I felt like I'd never experienced it, so whatever. 18 years old and having full-blown panic attacks. I understand now. Okay, like I have nothing to lose, I'm gonna start a business. To 7 years later, me being at this point now at 25 and 3/4, and like not even more than 3/4, and being at this point where again I have come to the spot where I have nothing to lose. And I feel like that's kind of God's little nudge saying, it's time. Like, it's time to answer your call. I do believe in free will, but I do believe also that God kind of tries to nudge us in the right direction, whether it's lightly or by force. And it was not lightly. I mean, I was totally burnt out and I felt nothing at all. Completely numb, complete numbness, complete and utter numbness. And I was like, I can't go through this anymore. My work isn't feeding me. My work is full of nothing. Like, I want to feel full of passion again. I want to feel full of joy, literally praying every single day. And I just decided to say enough is enough. Like, I can't do this anymore. I finally have to take this risk, and I'm terrified. I'm terrified of losing all my customers. I'm terrified of losing all my sales. I'm terrified of, obviously you do have the survival anxiety of like, okay, I lose all my sales. I don't make any money anymore. What the fuck am I going to do? You know, like, and it's also scary the other way too. I mean, like, I think like, crap, like, what if this does well? Like, that will require me to change. That will require me to grow. Like, if I get more sales, I have to hire more help. I have more responsibility. I have, like, all these things you think of, more things to do. And it's scary. It's super scary. But it's just, like, it was... The burnout was eating me alive. The numbness was eating me alive. And I said no more. Like, I can't go on with this. And yeah, now Sonria Slime has become Sonria Co. And it is going to be the one-stop shop for all things wellness. Right now, I am still making my slime. And that is always going to be the winning product and my primary product and the only product I focus on. Never say never, but that's how I feel right now. I love slime. But I do want to do and have a lot of collabs in store of other products that really help with anxiety and grounding. And I'm very excited because honestly, for the first time in my life, I'm completely lost. Like, I am completely lost. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I don't know what will be tomorrow. Like, before, when I was in this burnout and grinding and stressing, like, all freaking day, every single day, like, work, ticking off agenda, like, task, email. Like, when I was in this, like, in the heat of this, I knew exactly what was going to happen tomorrow. I knew what was going to happen the next day. I knew what was going to happen next week, next month. Like, there was a plan. Now, there's no plan. Like, I have no clue, like, what the heck I will be doing tomorrow, the day after, next week, next month. Like, everything's up in the air. I feel like so much room for opportunity and so much room for new things, and like, anything can happen. And although that's scary, I'm also very excited about it. I feel like this renewed sense of energy and happiness and joy. And it's funny because I wake up different. I go to bed differently. I wake up wanting to work, wanting to create new slimes, wanting to create videos, wanting to create captions, wanting to create stories, like wanting to update and design my new website, like all of that stuff. And I have so many ideas, and it's so funny because I've had this assistant for so long, and I'm just like, we can do this, and we can do this, and like, we can also do this, because when I was in burnout, like, I had no ideas. Like, I had total artist block. I couldn't even think of new products. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have an entire note page on my iPhone, like, of all these ideas that I want to do, and all these collabs, and like, just like, I'm done playing small, and I'm still scared, but I'm done letting fear stop me from chasing my goals and my dreams. And honestly, like, I do trust in God, and maybe this will be great. Maybe it is going to be great. Maybe it's already great. Maybe this is going to be the time of my life. And yeah, you never know. I don't know. Like, I feel like anything could happen, and that's a really exciting thing to feel. Also, what I wanted to talk about was people pleasing a little bit, and it's not necessarily like specific people in my life that I've been pleasing, but I feel like it's more of a societal thing, and I think it definitely comes from ego. Like, I feel like I was doing the thing that I thought would look good and would bring me success, right? Because no one sells slime for wellness. Everyone sells slime in the toy and hobby category, and I've seen it be successful. So I was like, okay, like, in order for me to be successful, I need to do the same thing because other people have done it and they're doing well. And then like, when I just got into all this burnout and everything, I was like, screw that. We're taking the rule book, this made up rule book that I had, and we're just gonna throw it out. Screw what society thinks. It's just like, it's so frustrating, as you can imagine. Like, I have been looking for the last 7 years for external validation. For someone to tell me, oh my God, that is such a great idea to sell slime for wellness, for anxiety relief. No one has ever said that. Whenever I have tried to explain that I sell slime for adults, for mental health, like, they're always like, oh, isn't that for kids? Oh, that's that thing. That's a gooey thing. Does it stick to the walls? Like, stuff like that. And I have always been looking and looking and looking. And I swear, every single time I tell people what I do, like, I've always been looking and searching for, like, in their eyes, like, for them to say, oh my God, that's such a great idea. Like, oh, I can definitely see that working. Like, oh, like, that's a great idea. I never got that. And it's because I was searching it in everyone, the wrong people. Because where I was supposed to be searching for that belief is in myself. And I was looking for it externally. And whether or not I was going to get it externally, I don't give a fuck. Because I believe in myself. I believe I can really change the world with this, because it really does freaking help me. And the amount of incredible testimonials that I have gotten that my slime has worked, and has worked for addiction, panic attacks, illness, a ton of stuff, all leading back to mental health and mental well-being. Like, I have to do this. It's my time to run full force at the thing that I'm excited and terrified about, and, like, screw what people think about slime. I don't care anymore. I know what I think, and the entire time I was trying to get somebody say, oh yeah, that's a great idea, or oh yeah, I use slime too for panic attacks, or like, oh yeah, whatever. I always had it here. I always had it in myself. I always had it in my customers. Those are the people that I should have looked at for the go ahead. Like, God has sent me so many signs, and I just have always been looking at signs in the wrong places, but not anymore. I don't need signs, because I feel like I really have an internal knowing. You know what? Like, I have an internal knowing that what I was doing was wrong. And that is enough direction for me to go forward into what I'm doing now. And to follow my joy. And my joy is in anxiety relief, not slime. Slime gives anxiety relief, but my joy is in anxiety relief. And being in the wellness category and saying, you know what, like, screw everybody, screw my fear. Like, we're going to do this, and we're going to take off like a mother effing rocket. Look out, world. Yeah, slay. And yeah, it's going to be a fun time. You know what? I don't even care. Like, it's for the first time in my life, like, I don't even care about the output. Like, I have faith, and I'm just going to follow my joy. I haven't done that in a long time. Like, I'm just going to have fun. And I'm going to make decisions in my business that resonate with me. For me to make a decision in my business, I'm going to ask myself, like, is this fun? Am I going to have fun doing this? The answer is yes, I'm going to do it. Like, I have wanted to do so many things. I've always wanted to do a pop-up. Right now, I'm talking to a super cute I don't want to give away too much information, but right now it's in the works. I've always wanted to do classes. It's in the works, right? I've always wanted to like just be with community and be with other people that like share a love for slime because it helps them so much. And I'm doing it. I've always wanted to collab with other small businesses and other creators. I'm doing it. Like, I've always wanted to do so many things. I've always wanted to do a podcast. I'm sitting here doing. So I'm so excited. It's just good things are going to come. Even I'm still, I would say, a teeny weeny bit numb. Like, I'm still coming out of the burnout. I wouldn't say like whatever. I feel like kind of like my soul has been kind of like tucked away because we were kind of been like in survival mode and like numbness and like, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta survive, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta make my business successful. But I think slowly, like, as time goes on, as I continue to follow my joy, as I continue to ask myself, does this bring joy to me? Does this bring fun? And me like choosing because of that, I think something will come out for me and I will feel unstoppable again, and I will get that like sparkle back in my eye, because I lost the spark a little bit. It's coming back though. We're making sure she comes back, and glory be to God. Honestly, the rebrand wasn't even like a business move at all. It was a move that I had to do for my soul. Like, I had to do it. I had to do finally what I was aligned with. And like, I made my entire website and everything, and oh my gosh, y'all, like, I literally cried because I have never been to a website in the entirety of my life, and I do a lot of online shopping. Not a lot, that's an exaggeration, but like, I love online shopping. I love online window shopping. How about that? I don't buy a lot of stuff, but like, I love online window shopping. Like, I don't buy it, but like, I probably screw up. I probably fuck up like so many conversion rates because I'll like put like thousands of dollars of product in like a business's cart and like I never check out. But anyways, continuing. Like, I do a lot of like window shopping and things like that. And where was I going with this? Oh, I've never been to a website, into a business's website, that I've really felt like that wasn't like, all the websites that I've been to are informative, or they offer some sort of entertainment or like marketing or whatever, but I've never been to a website that felt like I felt seen, that I felt valued, that I felt heard, that I felt peace. And that is the exact feelings that I feel when I go to the Sonria Co website now. Like, I don't feel like I'm being informed or entertained or marketed to. I feel seen. I feel like I have just immersed into a community of like-minded people, of people who are vulnerable and beautiful and literally the light of this entire freaking earth. And it is the most wonderful thing ever. And yeah, if you haven't gone to the website yet, I highly recommend. It's super cute, Sonria.co. But yeah, also, just like a side note, was it last weekend? It wasn't last weekend. I worked just this weekend prior, but the weekend before, I took 2 days off, and I only worked for 15 minutes on Saturday and Sunday for the first time in my entire life. Like, since I started the business, I don't think I've taken a weekend completely off. Like, I think I probably worked every single day for the past 7 years without fail. And because of the burnout and everything, I decided to take a weekend off, and I accidentally worked 15 minutes on both days because it was just habitual. Like, I just got my phone and I was like, oh, like, I need to do this, I need to do that. But like, habitually, I just like started working. But then immediately I'm like, oh, I'm not supposed to work today. Like, I don't want to work today. When I tell you, like, my joie de vivre literally came back. Like, I was freaking like happy. I think I baked something. Like, I made flan. Like, me and my parents did a barbecue. Like, I was like living my best life, and I was like, oh my God, is how normal people feel? Like, is this like, so really weekends really help? Like, resting really works? It was so funny because like those 2 days of rest, literally, like, I got so many ideas from those 2 days. Like, I worked better, like, I was more productive. And it's like crazy because I know it's so dumb, like, you should already know that, but like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, you always think, okay, the harder I work, the longer I work, like, that means the ship isn't gonna drown. But that's not what that means. Like, the smarter I work, the more I work well, the more I love what I do, and the more passion I have, that will result. We'll see. And if not, you'll watch me crash and burn publicly online. I literally don't even care. Like, honestly, I don't even care. I post, I kid you not, like around 38 times per day on social media, because I literally say to myself, oh, this is so fun. I'm going to film it. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to post it. I don't care if I get 0 views. Like, I literally don't care about output at all anymore. Like, I literally just think to myself, what would Isabella do? Like, this is just fun. I'm just having fun. Like, this podcast is so fun for me. And also, like, although it does mean a lot for me, because I want to talk about all my struggles so that you know that you're not alone, because I don't care if people judge me online, or like my society judges me, people that watch this video judge me or listen to this podcast, if my friends judge me, even though my friends would never judge me. I don't have friends like that, glory be to God. If my family judges me, whatever, I literally don't care. But as long as you hear me so that you don't judge yourself, that's what I want. Like, for me to be vulnerable so you don't have to. Unless you want to be, because I feel like that is the most beautiful thing in the world, being vulnerable and with other people and talking real stuff with other people, because literally I think that's why people get into really dark places, is because people don't talk. People are so private, so secretive, because of ego, because they're afraid, because of all these things. Well, you know what? Like, the world would suffer so much less if people would just talk. And people are afraid of talking, and like, even like people close to you. I mean, like, when's the last time you were able to sit down with someone and have a real, true, like, conversation with them, heart to heart, about what you were dealing with no filter, like exactly what you were going through? Not a lot of people can say they have, ever. And I just want you to feel like that with me. I want you to understand that whatever you're going through, you're not alone, that things will get better. Like, I want to inspire you, to give you hope. I want to give you faith in God. I feel called to do this because that's who I would want. Like, if I was 18, I wish, like, a cute girl online was putting videos that I could watch that made me feel good about myself. So that's why I'm here. Slay. Closing messages. Your life's not over, and it's not crumbling, even if it feels like it right now. If you're burnout, or if you're just numb or sad, or stay in your bed all day because you don't want to get out, let me tell you right now, you can change your life. Like, and it's not about doing something crazy big. It's about literally, like, putting on your socks and shoes and going and taking your dog for a walk. It's about putting on a hilarious rom-com on the movie and eating some popcorn. It's about inviting your parents to a barbecue. It's about, like, it's super small stuff. And when you get that joy, the little things back, and you start doing those little things, and you start being grounded again, and you stop, like, listening to all these thoughts all the time and giving so much attention to thoughts that will never occur, that will never happen in real life, like, you will find that joy again, and we can find it together. We're in this journey together, and your life will change. Like, there's one thing that is for certain, and it is nothing stays the same ever. Your life will change. You can change your life right now. If you feel like shit, take out a piece of paper, say, "Dear God," and write down every single thing that you want to change. Write down, "I want a job." And I want you to write it down in terms of feelings oriented, not in terms of, "I want a Bugatti," even though that's super cool if you want one. But I want you to put, instead of "I want a Bugatti," I want you to put, I want to be admired by my coworkers. Let's pretend that's why you want a Bugatti. I don't know. Do I have? Oh no. I used to have a car on here. Or like for me, I literally made this list and I pray to God. I want to be happy. I want to be full of passion. I want to be full of joy. I want to feel again. I don't want to be numb anymore. I want to laugh. I want to laugh until I cry. I want to feel the sun on my skin. I want to feel something. Like I want my business to be passion. I want to be full of passion in my business again. Like I want to be a better dog mom because I stopped walking my little dog because I got like super in my head and been trying to like super business. And I know that sounds so horrible and such a bad dog mom, but not anymore, bitches. Slay. But yeah, I'm back. But like I want to be a better dog mom. I want to like all these things and like write them down and like do them one by one, like an agenda. Like do things that will bring you those things, or that will put you in places that God can bring you the opportunities to be those things. Like for instance, if you say I want to be happy, but like you're just in your bed all day, how will God bring you the opportunity to be happy? But instead, if you put your shoes on, you take your dog on a walk, and your neighbor just like starts talking about this new recipe that they started making about this incredible chicken and how delicious the chicken is and how easy it is and that you should try it, and you start getting into it and you start thinking about this chicken, and then one thing leads to another, like you're in the grocery store buying this like 15-pound chicken and you're basting it and you're doing everything you need to do and you're putting it in the oven, and like that's what I'm trying to say. Put yourself in places where God can give you the opportunities to make that list come true. I'm praying for you. Don't worry, everything will be fine. Everything's always fine. You know what's freaking crazy? And you know what I hate is like you stress so much, right? Like I stress so much. You stress so much. And then like if you look at the past of your life, everything's always worked out. Like you're still here, you're still standing. Like okay, sure, like some stuff was not so good, but like you're still here, you're still standing. Like you didn't have to worry about anything, even if it was bad. Like it worked out, you're still here, you're still standing. You know what I mean? And like although I do understand like you don't want to just be standing, you want to be thriving, you want to be happy, you want to be peaceful. Those things will come. You just got to put yourself in opportunity for God to give you those things, because they're not in the bed, unfortunately. I know, I would know. They're like outside your house and in the backyard, at least, playing with your dog. And like at the grocery store or at a book club or at a library or at a new Korean barbecue restaurant or sushi. Freaking yum. Anyways, I'm getting hungry. Yes. Mention future episodes. I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week, or I'm going to try to do 2 podcasts per month. I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week, so I don't want to fool you and tell you what we're going to be talking about, because I want to do everything in my life now in flow. Whatever I feel like inclined to do, whatever I feel like guided to do, then that's what I'll do. So it'll be a surprise every week. Yay! Anyways, hearts, I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. This is my first one, so exciting. Like, so much fun, so much love, so much happy. Like, it's so exciting to do things for fun. It's so exciting. Like, I was doing everything for nothing, and now I'm doing everything for fun. And to do everything for fun now is just the biggest blessing, that I am healthy enough to literally do fun things. Like, glory be to God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Shout out to God for putting me in this position of burnout so that I can completely change my business and change my life, and it's gonna be great for both of us. Anyways, I will see you in the next podcast, whatever that might be. Milo, say bye. He says bye. He says he loves you. He says, hope you have a wonderful week, a wonderful weekend, a wonderful day. And he hopes that you eat some sushi later and maybe a matcha latte. Very yum. Anyways, bye.